Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're gonna talk about something that I've never talked about on this channel, and so many friends of mine have been like, why didn't you ever mention about that? Because I'm like usually explaining this stuff to my friends, to my family, because I'm super interested in it, and they're like, why don't you talk about it on your YouTube? So today, here I am talking about the holistic habits. Basically, I've grown up in a household where you do not go to a doctor, you do not take the pills unless like you're actually like very, very sick. And it's not like we were like, anti-vaccination or anything like that. No. It was just about the fact that if there are the things in your body that you can do with the natural methods, like for example, you have a bit of inflammation, you have a bit of a cold, you have a bit of a cough, then we have, for example, our own syrups, our own, like my father was giving me disgusting stuff to eat, and it was just going away like this. And I was growing up in a household where like pills were like, it was a known knowledge that are basically killing your gray cells. So the more, the pills that are like the painkillers are killing your gray cells. So whenever, for example, I had like period cramps or something like that, my grandma was telling me basically like natural habits on how to make the cramps go away. And this is something I'm super grateful for, because I started being very interested in it for last couple of years, and I found out the things that are like shocking because nobody talks about them, because like the whole like farm industry and the whole like medical care and stuff like that are always like, oh, you have to take those pills, those supplements, you have to take this, and it's never talked about like the natural approach to almost any of the aspects. So today I'm gonna teach you how to make one more step into being more holistic. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is that being holistic and being spiritual are very close to each other, because it's all about the mindset also, because being spiritual means also being very close to nature, being very like, how I'm gonna think, what I'm gonna believe in is how it's gonna happen. And being holistic also is understanding that our body is so sacred, our body is so amazing, and is just created in such special way that it can actually heal itself. And there's no such thing as like unmanageable thing. No, like every single like disease has its cure, and usually, mostly, always, the cures are in the nature. Actually, your body can heal itself. So now that you get the approach, I'm gonna tell you the list of the habits that I do on a daily basis that actually like made me feel so much better, so much stronger. My immune system is like, wow, out of the earth. Whenever I get acne, it makes me like actually heal it very, very fast. And basically it made me understand my body. And when I started becoming holistic, I started becoming also with much more wise with what is going on in my body, with how like different phases of my cycle work also as a woman, and basically how to manage my whole body, how like just to understand yourself, just to know the right approach. Because sometimes I feel like we're just like giving it all like, okay, just tell me what to do, you go to the doctor because you do not have the knowledge about it. And there are the things that you cannot have the knowledge about, because you have to go to university, you have to actually learn it very, very hard. I'm not saying that doctors are bullshit. My sister is a doctor, so of course like I believe in it, I'm giving it all, I trust the doctors. It's just the thing that sometimes you can actually learn for yourself, also to understand what the doctors are talking to you about, and to basically know what is going on with you. And this is something very, very important to, like, when you're getting into all those things, like all those holistic habits, is to understand why are we even doing this? Like, okay, what does it help with? This is the thing that I was talking about in a previous video, that like the most simple things are the most important ones, are the ones with the biggest impact. Sleep, eating habits, drinking habits, and just basically like how we manage our stress, how we manage our mindset. And we're gonna focus onto the sleep, because this is like my favorite part. I love, like, my boyfriend is like always on the edge whenever I'm saying like, okay, now I'm gonna get ready for bed, because I have like an hour-long routine to get into the bed to actually like prepare myself to sleep. And it all starts with getting rid of my phone, like going away from all the blue screens. We are doing long distance right now, so it's actually very, very hard. Like, for example, yesterday, we always, like, before bed we talk, and he couldn't call me before, so I was like, okay, this time I'm gonna have my phone with me like 15 minutes before going to sleep, but it's only like to call him, and I had like my sleep mode on, and I was like, okay, we're gonna make this, you know, this one excuse to use the phone before bed. But usually I do not use any electronics like at least an hour before bed. What I like to do also, I was doing this thing that I was always listening to music before going to bed, but now I stopped doing anything like listening to music, watching any TV shows, using the phone, like basically doing anything. I just started going into more calming, peaceful state. And also, like, it makes me more focused onto the thoughts that I have before the bed. So whenever like I'm worried during the day, I put on the music to basically chill, but it's not chilling. It's just basically like getting the noise to not focus onto what's going on in your head. But when you put the focus onto what's going on in your head, you can analyze it to have better quality sleep, because you can get rid of your worries. Like, for example, you listen to the worries and you can journal about it before going to sleep. Or sometimes I'm doing like the little podcast to myself of my worries, and I pray about it to God. Prayer is a big like step of my sleeping routine. Like, it's huge, it's ginormous. I will never go to sleep, I will never go to bed without praying. I think it's just like, it's detaching, it's just giving all of your worries to the higher power, and it's just believing like it's all taken care of, and it's just like putting yourself in like peaceful mode. Like, this is something, like you said, I think the biggest impact is just like getting rid of your worries before sleep, because having 8 hours of sleep and not focusing on the like value, on the quality of the sleep that it's gonna be, it's kind of stupid. It makes no sense, because okay, you can have the long sleep, but if it's like little quality, little depth of the sleep, then it doesn't make much sense, because your sleep should be uninterrupted, your sleep should be deep, and your sleep should be calm, should be peaceful, because basically why we sleep is to like basically for our body to rest. So when we sleep, our mind sleeps, our body sleeps, our metabolism sleeps, and the other thing, just what I mentioned, metabolism sleeps, is because whenever like we eat before the bed, our metabolism is not sleeping. So not only the organs here that are like basically in the power, that their job is to, you know, just basically get the flow of the things out of our body, but also our blood is not getting inside of our brain, and our blood is getting into our metabolism. Why is it so important to have blood circulating in our brain when we sleep? Is because when we sleep, our brain is supposed to flush itself. So when the blood is getting into our brain, it basically like flushes the brain down, and it helps also with the memory, it helps with the worries, it helps with so many things, and we do not even think about it on a daily basis. Like, for example, we do not think to have enough omega-3 acids, we do not think of eating nuts, we do not think of having like healthy fats into our diet, because it is all into our brain's health, and we do not think about it, because when we're young we do not really feel the impact, but when we're going to get older, it like the way it lowers the risk of Alzheimer when we do not eat 4 hours before bed. You can search for the studies, but it's wow. So I do not eat like at least 3 or 4 hours before going to bed. Even when I have like, oh, I want to eat something, I don't. Like, sometimes I do not also drink anything an hour before going to bed. At least I try to. Sometimes it's like half an hour, because I love having a tea before bed. And this is another thing. Teas are just like different chapter, but I always have tea before bed. And I do not eat 3 hours before. I do not drink an hour or half an hour before, because it basically helps for our organs to rest. We are not supposed to have like active metabolism when we sleep. We are not supposed to have active here, like for it to flush. No, we're supposed to flush before going to bed, and when we go to bed, they're supposed to rest. And here it's supposed to flush, because the blood is gonna go into our brain and it's gonna flush it. So our memory is gonna be good, our stress level is gonna be more managed, and basically our brain is gonna be much more healthier, because here, like around our brain is this liquid. It's the same as lymphatic system in our whole body. So basically when it circles, it's like flushing. It's the way like our lymphatic system flushes here in our body all the toxins, all the things it needs. It helps with circulation. The same here. So when our blood is not going to our brain when we sleep for like the liquid to flush out the things. Basically, we can have also brain fog the next day. We can have very, very big impact on also long-term memory. And it just basically is bad. Just trust me on this word, and basta. And the next thing that I do before going to sleep is something that I love, is magnesium oil on my feet. Okay, this is something that I'm trying to put every single one of my close people for. It's so easy to do because also like at the beginning when I started doing it, I was like buying magnesium oil, which makes no sense because you can do it for 12 times cheaper price, and it's also like I think more effective because actually you can see what you're putting into your magnesium oil. It's just basically magnesium chloride, I don't know, chloric magnesu, and magnesium chloride and water, distilled water. I don't know how to say it in English. And I also put lavender oil inside, so like it's 1-to-1 proportion with few drops of lavender oil. Then I have like a glass spray bottle, and I just shake it before applying. I take my feet, I apply it, I wait for it to like absorb, and then I put socks before bed because I like to have warm feet. Also, from Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, you're supposed to have warm feet like 24/7, like always have warm feet, because feet have such a big impact with overall body temperature. Also, this is something that my grandma was always telling me, and then I found out that it's also in Chinese medicine, and I was like, I already knew that. Like in my house, whenever you had cold or you didn't have cold, whenever it was like autumn/winter/spring season, we had to have like warm, thick socks. And now I understand why, because our feet are so important to basically control the body, like overall body. I don't know exactly why. I didn't like get into it. I just was like, okay, also my parents were talking about it. Also my grandma was talking about it. Also Chinese medicine talks about it. I'm gonna just trust it. I'm just gonna trust it. So basically have warm feet all the time and put magnesium oil before going to sleep. This is like, you're gonna have the best freaking sleep of your life. Like this is just gonna be like, I love going to bed. Like I cannot even tell, like, do you see under my eyes? I do not have any makeup right now, as you can see, also because you can see my acne, but I do not have any makeup right now. And the way I improved my sleeping habits is like my dark circles, because I really had dark circles also because of bad eyelash serum, but I had like deep dark circles under my eyes. They were tragic. And when I improved my sleeping routine, they just went away. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna like continue to do so. Before bed, you should chill, you should meditate, maybe read something, maybe journal, of course pray, and put magnesium oil, put on some warm socks. And also when you're like having a cold surrounding and warm, like, blanket, warm socks. But basically cold surrounding also helps with sleeping. I don't know exactly why, but I just know that when I started like making my room colder before the night, I actually fell asleep much faster. I don't know why exactly is that. I was just ranting at the beginning of how you're supposed to learn about the things, and now I'm saying another time, like, I don't know why, but those are the things that are like just basically examined by me, like they're tested and they worked. So you can test for yourself if it's gonna work. You can just trust me, you can do whatever you want. It's working for me and I really recommend it. Those things, like being peaceful before bed, are also very important, like in general, like in every single moment of your day, just be peaceful. You know that your like stress can stay in your body, in different points of your body. And my biggest life hack is when I started massaging, doing a little massage for my ears. It's like little points like here, and especially like pulling my ears down, also here, and also like here. It's just when I'm stressed a little bit, I start massaging my ears. And when I'm able to also like wash my hands before, I'm also massaging this point here in between my eyebrows. And the way I'm just like with my anxiety is ginormous. Also another thing, when you're anxious, do not only put your ears but also do the breath work. The longer you're breathing out, the better. So for example, it calms your whole body, like when you do the long breathe out and a quick breathe in. So it's really, really good. And another thing, when I'm anxious, when I just want to lower my anxiety, is just to like keep talking like, I am safe, I know everything is okay. Basically, like this is also like connecting to your spirituality, but it's basically affirmations with like tapping yourself, because when we tap in different points of our body, like we subconsciously like get this information into ourselves. I don't even know how to exactly explain it, but it's really, really good. It's calming the hell out of me. And even when I was like in a little disargument with my boyfriend lately, we were of course, like I said, on long distance. So like we were like discussing about something, and I was like, I need to calm myself. And I have this like acupuncture tool, and I was just basically like massaging here all the time, like around my eyes, here, pulling down my ears. And I was like, please do not make him comment onto it, because like it really helps me. But things to calm yourself in the long term is for sure meditation. When you meditate, it's all about like just giving focus into something that you choose for yourself. Like sometimes you cannot control your thoughts, you cannot control when your mind is going. Meditation helps with that. Like you basically learn how to control like the way your mind is like putting the focus onto what your mind is putting focus. So whenever you're like, you do not know how to hold on to some things, how to just calm down, or how to manage your thoughts, manage your thinking, meditation helps with that. There are numerous types of meditation. I love mindfulness meditation. This is my favorite kind. And there can be things like when somebody is guiding you through it, and there can be just music for you to just basically learn for yourself how to guide yourself through the meditation. But you can read about like different kinds of meditation. Every single one is like for a specific kind, of course. My favorite is mindfulness, but you can choose for yourself. I started saying before that it's very important for you not to eat before bed, because your brain needs to like flush out all the toxins, right? Like the fluid outside around your brain needs to flush down all the toxins. And it's very, very important for you to also flush down all your toxins from your body with lymphatic drainage. Basically, you have lymphatic system, right, in your body. So the lymph is supposed to circle around. But when we're stressed, or when we sleep in a like weird position or something, our lymph is stuck. And there are like different lymph nodes in our body that we can massage for the lymph to basically like flow through it. It's the same as like when you have a river and you have like, or a pond, like a river getting into a pond, it flows, right? But when the river is like, there are some things stuck in the river, it cannot flow. So when you remove them, it can flow. It's the same with your lymphatic system. So when you massage certain points, if you want, I can make like a totally different video about it. But basically, like under your armpits, here on your chest, like when I wake up, my whole family is making fun of me. Also, my boyfriend's making fun of me because I do this. Like I just tap here very lightly at first, then I massage like on my collarbone here, then I like pinch here under my armpit. I also tap here. I tap like basically under my armpit, and then I squish here again, and then behind my ears here, then under my jaw. Just basically also it's so good to just drain all the lymph, all the puffiness from your face. So it makes wonders also when you want to like get snatched, visually get, glow up or something. Lymphatic drainage is also like for the visual aspects, and it's also very, very good for your health. Somatic shaking is another great thing when you wake up and you just it helps with lymphatic drainage, but it's like when you shake yourself, it's like just, it's like a big warm hug for our nervous system, and it's really, really good for the blood circulation. And it's just basically great when you shake. Sometimes like when I'm anxious, I just shake the anxiety out of me, or like I tap myself. Or another great thing, I dance it out. Dancing has so many cool benefits. Not only it is the most pleasurable thing for me, but it also like is just basically so good for our health, for our nervous system. It is the way you train your mind, you train your body, and you just basically train your soul. It's amazing. And dancing can have so many different shapes. You can dance in pairs, you can dance like, just flowing into the classical music, you can dance some rap, you can dance to anything and any form of dancing, as long as the music is like beneficial for you, like frequency is really good. Just dance it out and do not worry, because like when you dance, you literally dance your worries out. Another great thing is humming. Humming is so good because you create your own frequency that is calming your whole body. You just have to like test for yourself, going from the highest note to the lowest one. Start humming, and when you go down, just feel for yourself when you are the most comfortable. But it's really, really good when you just want to like reset during your day, when you just want to like calm yourself. It's good for anxiety. It's good to just like, you know, take the brain fog out of yourself. I mentioned before already about the materials. You're not supposed to sleep. You're supposed to sleep just with cotton or with like some natural fibers when you go to bed, because basically polyester, elastin, viscose, I don't know how to say it, viscose, they are so bad for you. Like the materials are tragic because it's basically wrapping yourself with plastic. And not only does your skin, which is like your basically biggest breathing organ, it doesn't breathe anymore. You just like wrap yourself with plastic. It can rot. It can like take all the bacteria in. You like, do you imagine that the biggest organ, your skin, the biggest organ that breathes, it actually like takes in, it absorbs, and it absorbs the chemicals and the plastics and the toxins like into your body like all the time, because you're all the time wearing the plastic, because it's like all the time polyester. And even if the shirt is so cute, it's so that it's still polyester. I still have some things in my wardrobe that I still like, I'm like, I don't want to throw it out, it's so cute, but I'm on my way to just eliminating polyester totally from my wardrobe. It's very hard when I like the silky things, but I have just few like silk, like 100% of silk shirts, and the rest of them have like, you know, a bit of the bad materials, and I'm not proud of that, and I am trying to eliminate it. But especially, this is like my golden rule, I do not wear polyester on my undergarments. I don't know how to say that. Like in my like, you know, underwear, also underwear, bra, do not like, I'm like speechless. I couldn't wear. How does your girly breathe if you don't have breathable underwear? It's like, why would you put, it's like wrapping it with plastic. Why would you do that? Do not do it ever. Like this is like a no for me, ever. Also pants, trousers, I do not wear polyester. I wear cotton, I wear lean, I wear wool sometimes. I do not wear polyester or elastin. No, just no. Do you know also that there were like some experiments done on dogs where the dog was wearing the, here like on the, you know, around the reproductive organs, it was wearing polyester or elastin or something like that. Then another group of dogs, like it was 7-7-7-7, right? It was like polyester, just cotton, polyester mixed with cotton, it was wool, and it was like another material, like natural fiber. And basically afterwards, the dog that was wearing polyester, its fertility was like the lowest it can get. It couldn't get pregnant. It was just basically losing fertility because it was wearing plastics around its reproductive, you know, places. So when it was wearing mixed cotton and plastic, cotton and polyester, it had like very mixed fertility. And when it was wearing just cotton or just wool, it was having like 100% like chances of getting pregnant. And all the people that are like, oh great, then now I know the like anti-conception, no, it doesn't work like that. It's basically like you ruin your organs. It's, oh my gosh, like no, we don't do that here, okay? Like just don't do that. And also another thing is that, do you know that every single material has its own frequency that it's vibrating? So for example, our body vibrates at a frequency, usually vibrates at a frequency of 100 hertz. And when we wear polyester or elastin or viscose, the not natural fibers have the frequency of 0. So it's basically like making our body rotten. Like the dead body, I think vibrates at a frequency of 40 hertz or 0 hertz. I'm not sure entirely because I was reading about it like a long time ago. But I remember that the polyester and the other like toxic, like not natural materials are basically vibrating or on the same level or on the lower level than a dead body. So it's basically like making our body rot, like every single day of wearing those materials. So next time you want to wear something and you're like, okay, maybe I'm gonna make it cheaper, and because it has better worse material, but I don't care. Think about it. Like think about just making your whole body die quicker because you do not wanna buy a higher value, like a higher quality clothes. Like you can have even 3 shirts in your wardrobe or 5 shirts in your wardrobe and just make sure that it's good quality. Another thing, do you know that wool vibrates at a frequency of 5,000 1000 hertz. Also lean, also, oh my gosh, I forgot the other material. There's wool, there's lean, and there is like a really cashmere. Oh my gosh, cashmere is such a good material. It also vibrates very, very high. Lean, great. Wool, great. Silk, which is like very like, oh, I didn't know that. You know that silk's frequency is 70 hertz, and cotton's frequency is like a good quality cotton is 100 hertz. So basically cotton doesn't change our body. Silk just lowers it just a little bit. Wool, lean, cashmere makes it high above the sky. Like, it's amazing how the nature is just basically like making us healthier, because cotton, wool, cotton, wool, lean, cashmere, those are natural fibers, and the nature is bringing us higher when like the materials that are like toxic basically and not produced from the nature, not natural, make us go lower. So like, there's another point of how the nature is actually the healing. You can see the proof of the nature being just the healer for your body, because our body is natural. Our body is from nature. We are human, okay? And we need to start acting like it. We need to acknowledge that we are human. So everything we come from nature. So everything from nature can heal us, and it's good for us. And of course, I mean, I don't say eat the poisonous mushroom, but I'm just saying like there are the things in nature that can heal us. And we as like natural beings, like beings from nature, we can take those things and we can take the benefits, and we do not have to go into this like, how do they say that? Sztuczne. Unnatural, but I don't know how to say it. Sztuczne. Basically sztuczne. We don't have to go into the sztuczne, okay? On the topic of plastics, eliminate all the plastics when you have either in your skincare, when you have plastics in your kitchen. Oh my God, plastics in your kitchen. When you have any chemicals into like your cleaning products, when you have any toxins whatsoever or any plastics into your everyday life, you just eat microplastics when you eat from the plastic container. You just eat microplastics when you, for example, cook with the like plastic spatula. Also like non-sticky pans, non-sticky something, it's bad. Just basically look into your every single day life, and you do not realize how many microplastics there can be in your everyday life. Like, it's unimaginable. And also like drinking from plastic bottles, just get it stainless steel. Just take one bottle, invest in one bottle, get the stainless steel, and drink good quality water. Like, filter it out, or just like buy the mineral water. And really, another life hack, really good one, drink from a copper cup. This is something I want to invest in because it's a bit pricier looking that it's a cup. It costs like not 20 euro, but like 17 euro, which is like, it's just a cup, but still, like, I want to buy it for myself. I have so many things that I want to buy like for every single day use, but I'm like, okay, not all at once. So I'm doing this thing that basically I'm doing like a challenge for myself right now, that I have like 10 days and I want to work out every single day, doing any sort of activity like yoga, Pilates, going for a very long walk, like just basically doing every single day like some, bigger activity, which right now with my schedule, it's kind of hard to, actually get with. Also like with getting enough fiber, getting enough protein, just basically doing like a really good lifestyle for 10 days, I get to order another thing that is costs like more than 15 euro. Even though like I can get all of those things at once, like I have money for it right now. But still, it makes me just like kind of more excited for it. It's just like another serving of dopamine every single day, because I'm like more excited for it because I have a reward waiting for me. So it's kind of like a motivational hack. Also, where there can be toxins is in your deodorant. You have no idea how many deodorants have aluminum, which basically the aluminum is taking into, because your armpits absorb very easily. So you absorb into your like body heavy metals. Does it make sense? No, because it like literally pollutes your body. Anyway, just if you want to use some deodorants, make sure they are natural, make sure they do not have any toxins, any like nasty ingredients, just look it up. And if you do not want to use deodorant, what I really can recommend, which is like crazy for me because I stopped wearing deodorant and I do not smell, which is like, how does it even work? I started putting like glycolic acid on my armpits. First, I started doing it like twice a week. And then like I, just basically measured up, and now I do it like every single day. Like I put a bit of glycolic acid under my armpits after shower. And when I wake up, I put another magnesium spray that I just did on my feet the night before. I put it under my armpits during the day. and I just don't stink. And it's wow. Because you know what? Another thing that you need to know that nobody tells you, your body odor is not supposed to smell. Because the body odor doesn't smell unless you have like odor making bacteria under your armpits, or if you have lots of toxins in your body, and when you sweat it out, the toxins smell. So when you detoxify yourself, when you detoxify also under your armpits, when you kill the bacteria, the odor making bacteria under your armpits, you're not supposed to smell. And it's something that nobody talks about, and it's super great because, first of all, it's much cheaper. Second of all, you do not get even more toxins into your body to stop making the smell that the toxins make of like in your body. So it's like, never-ending cycle. So once you just have to stop, get the toxins out, and stop putting the more toxins in. And if you don't still like want to use deodorant, because I'm not like sweating so much, but if you are a person who's like, how can I not use deodorant? Like, it's not possible. Just use the one that is natural. Just use the one, like, look into the ingredients. It's really like, there are so many apps right now. There are so many people who talk about it, who like talk about specific ingredients, and you can just look up like which ingredients are bad, and just look if into the ingredient list, if into the ingredient list on your deodorant, if there are the ingredients, and if there are, then look into other ones, and that's it. You're not supposed to surround yourself all the time with fragrances. You are not supposed to smell like flowers all the time, because it all, like, you take the fragrances into your body, and it can, like, literally, it can imbalance your hormones so much. So what I do instead, I use natural oils, or I use this one like body oil that I bought in Egypt. I do not know what is used there, but it smells divine. And sometimes when I do not go out, I just do not put perfume on me. And actually, like, almost all of the perfumes, like literally more than half perfumes I had, I just gave out to like my friends, or like to other people who I know. Like, for example, my grandma only uses perfume before she goes out, so I gave her a perfume like for her not to buy, and for me not having to waste a whole bottle of perfume. So I just gave out to other people the things that I had. And right now I do not use any, like, for example, when I put a lotion, I add like a few drops of lavender, or like some citrus, or vanilla, or coconut, something like that. It's just, I mix some, some fragrances, and it's natural, like essential oil, and I just put it onto my body, and I just smell really, really good. With the herbs and the teas, it's like totally different chapter, and I can make another YouTube video about it, because I see that the video is like getting long. But you know what, like, holistic habits are like starting with every single day life, and with every single day, like, what do you use, what do you not use, what you do not use, and the things that you use so much, like, for example, the cups in your kitchen, or the spatulas, or like, I don't know, the containers, or your water, like, just the most simple things, the things that you do use all the time have the biggest impact usually. So just focus on those. And I think that's it that I wanted to say in this video. I mean, I have so much more to say, and I literally, like, I started getting more into herbalism like a while ago, and right now I have like a whole, I don't even know how to say it, like, I have like 26 jars of different herbs that I use, and my mom is like seeing me as a witch, but I love them. And like, do you know that there are so many herbs that are not talked about? You look into what it does, and you're like, what? Like, is it even real? Why is it not talked about? I don't know what's not talked about, but if you want to, I can talk about it, and it's really, really good, and it's so nice to learn about this. And I'm actually learning about this from different books and from different content creators who also like learned from other books, or from like they were studying it or something. And it's like the nature's way to heal, the nature's way to just basically bring up your body, and it's amazing. And for example, I do not remember when I was taking any sort of drugs, any sort of pills lately. I think like for more than a year. Also, I do not take supplements anymore. I used to take supplements because I have PCOS, so I was like, I need to get into supplements so my body can be fully nourished and it's gonna be easier for it. You can get the supplements from the food. Like, food over the supplements should be like the main thing. And there's, like I said, there are so many other things that I want to say, but I don't want to make this video an hour long. So let me know if you want to hear about the second part. That's it that I wanted to say in this video right now, for sure. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you have an amazing Sunday, or had an amazing Sunday. Have a great week, my loves. Bye.